Yeah, Mira, we're only about a mile and a half down Woodward from where that Bandshell sits now at the old State Fairgrounds, which, in addition to that new Amazon distribution center, which you mentioned, it will also house a new indoor transit hub for the city of Detroit. Now, at this point, it is still unclear where exactly here in Palmer Park the Bandshell would go. It'll need to be taken apart first and moved. The goal is to have the relocation done by the fall.
It's a good idea. I think it will just bring more people to the park, and plus, it won't go to waste.
We caught up with Cynthia Binns at Palmer Park last week during her mid-morning walk. She loves the idea of the Bandshell from the old State Fairgrounds finding a new home and a second life in Palmer Park.
I think it will draw people in, and then we can even have concerts in the park.
That's the idea, says President of People for Palmer Park, ROCHELLE LENTO.
What we would like to do, given that it's in a public park, is really utilize the structure for family-friendly type events. We'd love to get the DSO to come out to Palmer and do a live performance.
More than 60,000 people signed this online petition, now declaring victory after Mayor Mike Duggan announced the Bandshell would be moved instead of demoed. District 2 City Councilman Roy McAllister pushed to save the Bandshell. He says his constituents weren't willing to let this piece of history go, no matter what it made room for.
They talk about how back in the day they seen this act that was on there and that act that was on there.
Beginning in 1938, names like Ella Fitzgerald, Three Dog Night, Duke Ellington, and Alice Cooper all performed at the Bandshell over the decades. Its last show was in 2009. Moving it will take time, organization, and money. We asked for a price tag from the city, but we're told it's too soon to put a concrete price on relocating the structure, and that it's also too soon to rule out help from other partners, though the city of Detroit is the lead agency. Julian Jones is one of the few people we heard from not excited about the prospect of having the Bandshell in Palmer Park.
It's a peaceful place, and I think that would just bring a lot of noise and confusion.
To that end, Lento says,
Park closes at 10, so any concert that is held is going to end by that time.
And Jen,
other ideas for performances at the Bandshell here at Palmer Park include plays or even movies in the summertime, but there will be a Zoom meeting happening April 17th. That's the annual meeting for the people of Palmer Park at 10 a.m. and they're looking for your input. If you have ideas or concerns about its relocation here, that's an opportunity for you to weigh in as well. Amira?
Yeah, and that's really exciting that we can play a major role there. We know there are other historic structures at the old State Fairgrounds. Any word on when those will be saved?
Yeah, we reached out to the city on that because preservationists have obviously a vested interest in those properties as well, in those structures, specifically the Coliseum, the old dairy building, and also an ag building there. I spoke to Councilmember McAllister. He says it is his goal to try and somehow save those as well. How, though, that would be able to happen is still unclear. That's something, of course, a lot of people are curious about as well. And unlike the Bandshell, those three structures are on the National Register of Historic Places. So much more to come on that. And we, of course, will keep you posted. Amira?
Yeah,